How many rewrites is too many rewrites? Um, Welcome to a new episode of my webcomic journey. In this journey, I walk you through how I'm creating my webcomic. Since I'm a beginner, I've never done comics before, and I'm learning as I go. I wanted to share that journey with everyone. Um, Even for myself, so that it's a record for future projects. Um, so this is my comic A Vision Time. It's available to read on Webtoon right now, and this is the first page of the first chapter. Originally, I thought this was chapter one, but I've changed things since then. It's actually the first page of the first chapter. So I think I rewrote the opening for the story 5 times. If you only consider the thumbnailing part, I actually rewrote the starting a couple of times over the years, because I wasn't just happy with how the story was starting, and this was one of the places where I was really, really stuck. So, and one reason why I wanted to start the webcomic was because I wanted to get that opening out, get it started, so that I can figure out whether I like it or not. So, for example, last video I wrote the prologue, and three updates later, I realized that I didn't like that prologue. I don't know if it's going to be relevant anymore, or if there was a better way to start the story. So I think if I would ever print a book, I'd probably get rid of the prologue that I currently have. Well, that's about the prologue, but in this chapter, I rewrote the story quite a bit. I mean, you can literally see the lack of skill. I've never drawn animals, so the horse doesn't really look very realistic. I did use a lot of references, but it was still not good. So I started with a thumbnail sketch. I rearranged the thumbnail into a webcomic format, and I tried to just worry about one long webcomic page, which is, I think, about 700 cross 10,000 pixel wide. I think the settings might be double or something like that, but in the same ratio. This was the point when I realized I don't have any location information. I don't know how key locations look like in my story. I've just been like rushing to start the webcomic on a particular date, that I completely forgot that the characters don't really exist in empty space, and that I needed to figure out what the locations were and how the character designs look like. But because I was at this point when I created this chapter, my main goal was to just start the story and continue, so that I can make changes later. As I mentioned, I want to update this in 6 months, although 3 months have already passed. Um, so I probably have to delay that deadline as well. But I guess pretty most of the designs here are pretty random at this point. I wasn't able to decide on how the dresses look like, so I just gave the main characters a cloak, and I made all the side characters just some stick figures, with some identifying elements. Um, and and that's pretty much what I did in this chapter. Took shortcuts, made it simpler for me to like work through the whole process, and to actually get to the end point. And I think I did reach the end point for this fairly quickly, but the future updates were not so lucky. um, and I think I also made my life a lot difficult with the theme of this story, because at this story, because it's um, I needed to have like there are 3 or 4 key characters that appear in the beginning of the story, and I needed to have their designs finalized. But all I could finalize were their how do I say this? I could only finalize their hairstyles. but that too I'm not completely happy with. So yeah, it's just a pretty big work in progress, and I'm figuring the details as I go, even after like 4 or 5 months since I've started the story. But any progress is better than no progress, and that's where I stand on this one. Because I feel like now that I've actually wrote the chapters down and I have a base to go by, I can tell myself that okay, this is bad and I need to make some changes to make it better. But if I didn't have that frame of reference, I probably would not be able to like tell the story. Probably would just be in my head, trying to figure out what's the best way is to tie all of the loose ends together, and it would never see the light of the day. Anyways, so that was about this chapter. I created the whole thing in Procreate. I did not completely enjoy the experience. One was because my Procreate was crashing. It couldn't handle the heavy load, and also I didn't really enjoy the experience of adding dialogue boxes in Procreate. So I was like, uh, I think in the next chapter I probably went to Clip Studio Paint to add the dialogues. But overall, I was happy that I got it done and the story is moving forward. And we are close to the end of the video, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye.